Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss our individuals' rights as set forth in the Missouri State Statute. The Missouri law gives individuals who receive mental health services the following rights without limitations. Our individuals have the right to humane care and treatment. Our individuals have the right, to the extent that the facilities, equipment, and personnel are available, to good medical care and treatment in accordance with the highest standards of acceptable medical practice. Our individuals have a right to safe and sanitary housing, meaning a clean and well-maintained home. A clean home is an expectation with our agency, as well as repairs are to be made in a timely manner. All safety hazards are to be removed immediately. Our individuals have the right to not participate in non-therapeutic labor, meaning they have the right to do what they want, when they want, work where they want, whether it be at the workshop or in mainstream employment. Our individuals also have a right to freedom of religion. They have the right to attend or not attend religious services, as well as they have the right to choose the religion in which they choose to believe and participate in. Our individuals have a right to receive prompt evaluation and care, treatment, habilitation, or rehabilitation about which the individual is informed insofar that the person is capable of understanding. All of our individuals have the right to be treated with dignity as a human being. According to Webster's dictionary, this means the quality or state of being worthy, honored, or esteemed. Our individuals are to be treated with respect and dignity at all times. Our individuals have the right to not be subjected to experimental research without prior written and informed consent. Either the individual who is their own guardian or the individual's guardian must give written express consent for any experimental research. If an individual or an individual's guardian has given written express consent to participate in research, the individual has the right to withdraw from the program at any time for any reason. Our individuals or our individuals with guardians have the right to have access to consultation with a private physician at any time at their own expense. Generally, our agency escorts our individuals to their physician's appointments. However, at the guardian or the individual's request, they have this right. Our individuals have the right to be evaluated, treated, and habilitated in the least restrictive environment. For example, a hospital would be considered a very restrictive environment, whereas their own home would be considered the least restrictive. Our individuals have the right to not be subjected to any hazardous treatment or surgical procedures unless they or their guardian have given express consent. The only exception to this rule is if the treatment or procedure has been ordered by a court of law. In the event that a hazardous treatment or irreversible surgical procedure is necessary, upon the request of the individual or their guardian, they may have an impartial review prior to the procedure being completed, except in the case where emergency procedures are required for the preservation of life. Our individuals have a right to a nourishing, well-balanced, and varied diet, including the opportunity to assist with making choices, assist with preparation, and serving of the meals as desired. Our individuals deserve to be free from verbal and physical abuse. Per agency policy, we do not allow name-calling, degrading, or placing of hands on our individuals in a negative or aggressive fashion ever. always treat our individuals with dignity and respect. Our individuals have the right to wear their own clothes, keep and use their own personal possessions. The only exception to this would be if it is written in their ISP plan, and only if the restriction has been reviewed and approved by the Due Process Committee at KCRO. Our individuals have the right to keep and spend a reasonable sum of their own money for things such as snacks or other small purchases. However, the individual is responsible for providing the agency with receipts and signing their spending logs as they are able. Our individuals have the right to communicate by sealed mail or otherwise with persons, including agencies inside and outside of our own, via telephone, email, sealed mail, or in person. Our individuals have the right to receive visitors of their own choosing at reasonable times, generally between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Our individuals also have the right to have reasonable access to a telephone to make and receive confidential phone calls. Our individuals have the right to have access to their own mental and medical health records. Individuals' guardians also may have access to mental and medical health records by contacting the agency. Our individuals have the right to engage in opportunities for physical exercise and outdoor recreation, such as going to the local gym, walking outside their home, going to the park, playing sports, etc. Activities of their choosing. Our individuals have the right to expect reasonable and prompt access to current newspapers, magazines, radio, and television programming of their choice. Please remember, individual rights is serious business. It is our job to ensure all of our individuals' rights are protected 100% of the time. Remember, you're not just their staff, you are their advocate. Anytime an individual's rights are restricted or perceived to be restricted, a case file is opened with the Kansas City Regional Office Human Rights Committee. This is a very in-depth process to review the restriction and ensure teaching methods for restoration. Remember, rights restrictions, they are serious business. During the rights restriction review process, the restriction is reviewed by the KCRO Human Rights Committee as well as our agency team. Everything in the restriction must be justifiable. There must be a definitive and documented proof to support the need for this restriction. Example of a restriction. An individual might have a restriction such as kitchen cabinets being locked. We must prove why this is necessary, such as a diabetic with impulse control. We must show a documented history of binge eating and the negative health effects that have resulted. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions regarding rights restrictions or the individual's rights, please contact your supervisor. Now, please click on the blue link Individual Rights Quiz on the CCCL website to complete the quiz and receive your certificate. Thank you.